The lecture I Am Freedom by Neville Goddard, delivered on October 28, 1968, revolves around the intrinsic value of freedom to each individual. Have you ever contemplated the supreme commandment? When inquired about it, the divine responded, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." What does this imply? It conveys the existence of a single God, an omnipresent identity known as I Am. And if there's only one I Am, then we collectively share in this unified identity. But the question arises, how do we live in accordance with this commandment, free from subordinate causes? The key is found in our imagination and consciousness. This philosophy holds that imagination is the crucial tool for actualizing our desires. Everything that exists in our world first took shape as an idea within the mind, and it is through imagination that we are able to envision what we wish to achieve and then manifest it into our reality. Additionally, consciousness is regarded as the fundamental cause of all that exists. Our life experiences are a reflection of our perceptions and beliefs that mold our reality. Hence, to change our reality, we must transform our consciousness and our perceptions. Living by this commandment is attainable, we need only to embrace and practice it in our daily lives. Through imagination and consciousness, we can realize our objectives and live in sync with the universally diffused identity, I Am. By fully embracing this truth, you will find yourself unshackled. The results of your imaginative actions may not be instantly evident, but they are certain to manifest, as there is no other force to thwart them. All creation springs from consciousness, and apart from it, there is no creation. It is imagination that declares, I destroy and give life, I inflict injury and provide healing, I craft light and cast shadows, I establish peace and generate conflict. I, the I am responsible for all these actions, and there is none else. We will delve into these concepts and more in this video. For a comprehensive understanding, I encourage watching the video to its completion, as the full understanding is found in its summation. Before we proceed, I invite you to subscribe to our channel for more enlightening content that will further elevate your consciousness. Share this video with others and help us spread illumination as it has in your life. Thanks to all. The miracle narrated in Matthew 8 is expressed as a symbolical parable. It tells of his entry into a vessel, succumbing to sleep, and the ensuing tempest. They awaken him, pleading, "Master, we face demise, save us." He questions their fear and lack of faith, then rises to silence the winds and the sea, bringing about profound tranquility. If there is but a single cause, then the one who calmed the storm is also its creator. If you face confusion in your life and resolve it within your imagination, the world will see the change you have enacted. And since there is no other cause, you are the sole architect of your experience. There is only one God and Father of us all, omnipresent, working through all, and dwelling in all. If he resides in every being that proclaims I Am, and there is solely one God, then no one can cast blame upon another, for the divine name is not He is, but I Am. No matter the external circumstances, I am the root, entirely responsible for the events you witness. If the view is unpleasing, realize your ability to alter it. Thus, wield your power, and the change you invoke will manifest. This is the essence of true willingness to accept responsibility. Liberation is yours if this universally diffused identity is within every person. Consequently, the incarnation must be reinterpreted. Traditionally taught that the incarnation occurred 2,000 years ago in a unique being who was the embodied God, I tell you it is humanity, the incarnation, personified in Jesus Christ, the ideal archetype each must express referred to as the faithful witness, the first resurrected, now incarnate in our mortal bodies. You are dead in the sense that you have forgotten you are the creator, blind to your role in all you observe. The daily newspapers tell of actions by others, and you disconnect them from your own deeds. Nonetheless, there is but one cause, one God residing within you as your consciousness. The parable demonstrates that God boarded a ship and drifted into slumber. Humanity is this ship, the ark wherein God the Father creates while asleep. Even if you are unaware of the people you read about, if their stories disturb you, you are the reason for this unrest. Every dream I conjure up inflicts misfortune and sorrow in the lives of those I touch emotionally. When you awaken and recall your dreams, you recognize the participants. You acknowledge the offspring of your dreams, those who frightened you, strangers to you before. How could they be different from what you initiated? You might not recognize us, but you, the dreamer, guided their actions. The same principle holds true here. If the actions of another stir emotions within you, even if unknowingly, your consciousness is the instigator of the storm. Yet upon awakening, memory returns, and a remarkable calm ensues. God, the universally diffused identity, slumbers within all. His majestic revelation, incarnated as someone known as Jesus Christ, awakens within you the memory of who God the Father truly is. God hasn't divided I am amongst us, He has endowed each one with His entire being. I cannot be partitioned, and I am God the Father. If this realization hasn't dawned upon you, then I am still asleep, awaiting the revelation of your divine paternity. You must encounter the Son of God, prophesied to be yours, while you dream in the state of Saul. Unrecognizing, when asked, "To whom do you belong, young man?" the reply comes, "I am the offspring of Jesse," or simply "I am." When you awaken and recognize the Son of God, David, you are no longer Jesse, you are not just God whose eternal name is I am. David is required to reveal your true self. Although you were his progenitor prior to your slumber, now, amidst dreams, you battle with phantoms you name demons and Satan. Clinging to your shadowy world of causation, you become a divided being. But God is undivided. There are no devils, no Satans, nothing beyond your imagination. The magnificent self, I am, is He. I bring death and life, I cause wounds and heal them. No one can escape my grasp. I create light and darkness, I craft peace and chaos. I alone am the Lord, and there is no other deity. Isaiah 45 tells us that the creator of misfortune is also the creator of fortune, of good and evil, light and darkness. The life-giver is also the life-taker, the healer is also the one who wounds. No other deity exists. If you truly believe you are the one spoken of here, that you fashioned both misfortune and fortune, and no entity can escape your hand, then you are free. You will no longer believe in the influence of others, understanding that your life is a creation of your own. You are the artisan of both storms and tranquility. Having entered the vessel known as the ark, God fell into slumber and stays there until the dove signals the end of the illusionary deluge. Portrayed in parable, He says, "It is not yet time," reaches out, and welcomes the dove back into the ark with Him. This vision is both beautiful and truthful. The dove descends through seemingly crystal-clear waters, resembling a swan in its glide, landing on my extended finger. It bestows a multitude of kisses, marking the end of the vision. As we all embody God in totality, each one of us represents a perfect artistic archetype named Jesus Christ, entangled in confusion, unaware that humanity is the incarnation. Many perceive this archetypal form as God incarnate. Yet, the most vital commandment remains, "Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one." Israel signifies the man who reigns as God, not merely as a god, because he recognizes his divinity. The term Lord translates to I am. Let me elucidate. Listen, O man who rules as God, the I am, our I am, is united. We are not a multitude of minor I ams. Our I am is that I am, which is God the Father. If this is acknowledged as truth, then God cannot be fragmented, and all of Him exists wherever you are, wherever I am. It concerns not he, she, or they, it is I am. With the full acceptance of this truth, you will find liberation. You may not immediately witness the repercussions of your imaginative acts, but they are bound to come about, for there is no other creator to impede them. All is forged through consciousness, and without it, no creation can come to be. Imagination asserts, I bring forth death and life, I cause injury and healing, I mold light and cast shadows, I foster peace and generate conflict. There is none other. When the Jesuits speak of Satan, demons, and devils, it is due to their unfamiliarity with the greatest commandment. All 10 commandments are predicated on negation, with one exception, honor your father and mother. The directive found in Deuteronomy chapter 6, with its 10 words, encapsulates all 10 commandments in a radically different representation. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one. You may not be ready to accept my message currently. Perhaps you feel inclined to assign blame elsewhere, to designate a scapegoat, believing the root lies in something you ingested or experienced. But what prompted your actions? An internal disturbance, the turmoil within, could cause a gland to behave erratically. The gland is not the culprit of your woes, but your dream could be. The world, oblivious to the singular cause, will seek external explanations, yet there is no secondary cause. This week, a woman shared a revealing dream with me in a letter. I am in a desolate space, stripped of warmth and comfort. The windows are bare, the floors unadorned. My sons, dressed in clean overalls, sit rigid against one wall, while my daughters, clad in crisp cotton dresses, are seated opposite them, embodying children bereft of joy. My offspring seem to lack emotion, creativity, or fervor. We await the Father's arrival. A youth enters with a message, declaring the work meant for the children is complete. Therefore, the Father will not be arriving. Suddenly, the scene transitions to a pastoral abode. Peering out, I behold fields of ripe, golden grain ready for harvest. My eldest son steps into the house, his face radiant with happiness, exclaiming that for the first time, he has forged something for himself. His presence worked wonders, infusing the space with life, as all my children began to employ their skills, generating art, laughter, and vitality. They were no longer mere puppets adhering to the Father's intent. Now that his purpose was fulfilled, he receded, and they emerged as creators in their own right, giving life to their expressions. There was a microcosm, a depiction of the Father's withdrawal as his demise. He instructed us, "Unless I depart, you cannot flourish, but if I depart, I will uplift you with me for a short while, and you will not behold me. Briefly thereafter, you will perceive me as your own essence, having retreated to reside within. From this inner place, you maneuver, not from the exterior. All this, I, the Father, embody within you." If God is the progenitor of all existence, then you are the progenitor. If He is the creator, you are the creator. Whatever God embodies, you will come to realize, you are. God emerges from the wilderness with miracles and marvels, the most arresting being that of the fiery serpent. For everyone who embarks on their exodus from Egypt, the fiery serpent is unleashed when the veil is rent from top to bottom, and all barriers are shattered. You are destined to fulfill the scriptures, and through first-hand experience, you will come to know you are God the Father. I have imparted my visions to you, drawing upon a biblical narrative, which is both genuine and magnificent. There is a singular path to salvation. Despite the multitude of tomes proposing various routes to redemption, there is only one. I am the way, and there is no other. Matthew vividly recounts the awakening, claiming alertness, and appealing, "Lord, we are in peril, save us." It is the unearthly wind that rouses him, and you are the impetus for this awakening within your vessel, your ark. You leave him behind when you transition into an entirely new realm as God the Father, intentionally embracing the limitation of death upon yourself, aware of your might and sagacity to conquer it. You recline and drift into sleep within the ark, and when the appointed time arrives, you rouse within that ark, step forth, and bear witness, a sign of your birth from the celestial realm. Months later, you recite Psalm 89 upon rediscovering David, and your memory is rekindled. In the Chronicles of Samuel, the deranged monarch Saul vowed, whoever could vanquish the colossus defying Israel would be liberated from his paternal bonds. This is actualized by identifying the progenitor of the Son. Thus, Saul inquires of David regarding his lineage, and David reveals, "I am the offspring of Jesse, the I Am." And so, the progenitor is liberated when David triumphs over the giant who, in his death-like stupor, confronts you, and you reclaim the memory of your true identity. Although I respond to an earthly moniker and authenticate my checks with it, I am cognizant of my true identity. I can disclose to you who I am, aspiring that you will trust me. Yet, in essence, I am merely addressing myself, for I reside within you, and you within me, and we are unified. Every individual will undergo the same revelation. In the end, we will all converge into one body, one Spirit, one Lord, one God and Father. We will all return from this triumphant journey through mortality as the same exalted God, transcending our wildest imaginations due to this mental odyssey into a realm of death that seemed so absolute. I cannot vow that if you wholly accept this concept, you won't experience a headache tomorrow, or that your employer won't dismiss you. But if you do accept it, you will understand that your employer was without choice, and you instigated the dismissal. Once, I was discharged from JCPenney after a year and a half of service, during which I operated elevators, executed errands, earned a weekly salary of $22, and paid a $5 room rent. At the time of my severance, I was oblivious to the reason, but my dreams and ambitions extended beyond my role there. Thus, they were compelled to act as they did for my aspirations to be realized. Believe it or not, you are the architect of the events in your life, be they favorable, unfavorable, or neutral. If disheartening news reaches you, you are the dreamer of that troubling tempest. But a day will arrive when you will awaken and discern that the tempest has subsided, that there is but one cause, and that is consciousness. I am aware that it is simpler to dispense advice and identify faults in others than to acknowledge that they are merely mirroring what is awry within yourself. It is challenging to accept the notion that the world is a reflection of your thoughts, but it is the truth. If you disapprove of something or someone, instead of casting your gaze upon them, look inward at the one responsible for the projection. There is only one God, the singular cause of all life. He reigns supreme, operates through all, and resides within all. The universally diffused identity is fully present in each of us, inhabiting our physical beings. The Father slumbers until the tempest abates, then, he awakens, reproves the storm he conjured in his sleep, and tranquility prevails. If you adopt this as your life's philosophy and remain steadfast, not swaying to either side but affirming your sole responsibility for the occurrences in your life, you will discover a more manageable existence. Yet at times, life's burdens may seem insurmountable, and you may seek an external cause. In doing so, you create a demon. Demons and Satan are the products of man's reluctance to assume accountability for his life. To perceive anyone other than oneself as responsible is to erect a graven image, to seek absolution from a cleric, addressing him as Father, despite the directive to call no man on earth Father, to regard a mortal as an authority, to prostitute oneself before a man-made idol. So, what is the price of freedom to you? If you halt before reaching the ultimate, then freedom is not truly your desire. If you find yourself shackled, what possession do you hold that you wouldn't wholeheartedly relinquish to gain liberation? Do you genuinely believe there is only one God who is within you in his entirety, and his name is I Am? You possess this truth, though you may have forgotten your true nature. Where is the Son you have begotten? One day, the wind will stir during a tempest, and when you depart from the ark, the storm will dissipate, and memory will be restored. The one who has eternally been your Son will stand before you, acknowledging you as Father, as the scriptures unfold internally. Then you will realize that the eternal narrative has always been extant, it was a sealed tome until it unraveled from within. Let the world remain amidst the storm if it so chooses, but if you heed my words, you will be liberated from any subordinate cause. You, the originator of your storm, will encounter peace and attain true freedom. If this content resonates with you, subscribe now to our channel and activate notifications to ensure you don't miss any new videos. Also, share your insights and inquiries in the comments. We eagerly anticipate engaging with you and assisting in your quest to live by this divine mandate. Do not forego this chance for personal evolution. Join us now and commence your journey toward a more enriched and harmonious existence. Appreciation to all.